Welcome to a live stream. So, I ordered a bunch of stuff over the past few weeks, and of course, my final order arrived. So, I did speak about this on my second channel. So, yeah, I bought this stylus just before the year ended, and honestly, I really wish I purchased this years ago, because the thing is that I used different styluses throughout my life. I used a lot of those cheap ones with a rubber hand, and I remember those would easily break. Around the time when I got my 7-inch tablet, I remember looking ferociously just for this uh, stylus, this S Pen that's supposed to come because it's supposed to be a Samsung tablet, so it's supposed to come with an S Pen. We couldn't find it, and I ended up getting this rubber pen, but it was a bit more sturdy. However, the rubber was quite soft. I used to use my finger and used to use this stylus for animating stuff. It wasn't that good, in my opinion. It felt horrible. I then purchased a notebook back in 2019, and I remember it was the day before New Year, so I remember purchasing that. We traveled like such a far place just to get this notebook, and then it worked well. Like the notebook was okay, but it didn't have all the fun features I would have expected. It had such a weak internet connection. It barely connected to the internet. Um, and I think its front camera or back camera was not working correctly. And you know what? It's been lasting for such a long time, so I'll be grateful. But obviously, I could not do so much with that because it was such a limiting device. Even though it was touchscreen, it had a wonderful pen. The pen was quite pointy, and you have to charge the pen, which was kind of fun. I was looking for those pens, the one I used before with the rubber and the pen for my notebook. I can't find it. It's somewhere in my drawer, but I looked for it right now. I couldn't find it. So obviously, obviously you can see my Nintendo Switch is right over here. I'm gonna be using this pen on the Switch. I have a game. It's actually a Smurf game. It's something I purchased months ago. It was going on special, and what else can I say about it? But it's a drawing type of game. So as this re-downloads, by the way, a few days ago I deleted it because I thought, you know what, I'm not going to need it, and something in me, I guess, possibly thought that I may need it sometime. But it's such a small thing, such a small file. Plus, I just downloaded the SpongeBob game. And I was like, you know what? I need to clear up some space. And I thought, you know what? This Smurfs thing, I'm not going to use it. But now I feel like I have to use it. So this is a pen from Hoko. Now, I saw a, I saw a different pen. I think from maybe the same company or different company. I can't remember. A different type of pen. It wasn't like this. As you can see, it has a plastic end and seems to have like a rubber top. Well, I saw a different type of pen. It was like a pencil. It was like this, like this. It had like a like this. It was like this but white, and I think it had an on button on top. You just tap it. That was going on special too, but the reason why I didn't want to purchase that was because of shipping, because I was only buying one product. So, okay, this tripod is not that good. It's wobbling a bit, so I apologize. But anyways, I settled on this one because I thought it'll actually be better to just get this for the time being. Um, a lot of drawing tablets were also, normally they go on special. They weren't going on special. So, okay, let me remove this. What do we have here? Okay, this is kind of interesting. I thought they'll be getting more parts. So, as you can see, let me zoom in. As you can see, it's a pen. Uh, Anything else? You can see it's completely empty. So okay, okay. I'm a bit scared because this is going to topple over. This tripod is it's so like, what's the word? Um, it's so fragile because it's just gonna swing if I just touch it. So let me open this. So it does come with the nib. Does it come with the plastic? I hope so. Oh, it does come with the plastic. So this is a nice. Okay, this is so strange. Look at this. I don't know why it comes into such a protective case. I think that is this the spare one or is this like the only one? Well, it's quite cheap, so what do you expect really? It's not some kind of like some expensive thing. It's quite cheap. There was a different version, well, similar thing, but I don't know if it's the same company or not. Maybe it's a better quality, I don't know, or maybe cheaper quality. It came for like two for a cheaper price. It was much cheaper than this. The reason why I did not get it was because I thought, you know what, buying from a different place is going to cost more for shipping. So let me remove this. What's this? Oh, oh my gosh, that was scary. Okay, here we go. This is it. So it does come with a rubber. The rubber seems to be a bit firm, but that's the thing about these rubbers. They all start out a bit firm, and over time, they get quite dull. I wish I had my other tripods not tripods, stylus to show you because then you would know what I'm talking about. Because I've had some different styluses over the years, and I really wish I had the one like this, the one with this plastic on top, because I remember when I was younger, I would watch people draw, and and as I would watch those videos, most of them will have stuff like this, these type of pens. Okay, 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 it's cool, it's working. Cool thing about this, you don't need an on button. You don't need any kind of button at all. It's works on all touch screens, so that's good. Okay, now we wait and see. Now we wait and see. Okay, so I've heard this is quite flexible. It can bend like this, like this. Okay, so we'll wait a while for it to load. It takes some time to load, actually. Honestly, I like this cover. It's quite thick. It's quite strong. I don't even know why they made such a strong cover for that. I'm glad it comes with a spare. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now, okay, some stuff. Okay, so now the screen might not be touchscreen because it needs the buttons. I'm just gonna click on something. Okay, now we're gonna wait even longer. So yeah, you know what? I should have purchased this. Can I even use my fingers for this? Okay, so it says I have to. Okay, it's not letting me. Okay, let's see. Can I? Okay, I can touch. I can touch. I can touch. I can touch. Oh, actually, kind of fun. Okay, that's cool. How do I even go back? Um, so even without touchscreen, you can use controllers for this video game. So that's kind of cool. But let me just see the instructions. Undo. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna choose. Okay. How do I pop this back up? Okay. Let me choose blue for Smurfs. Okay. Gotta color them correctly. It actually feels okay. It feels smooth. I like the plastic. It works well. Doesn't seem to be giving me any issues. Now let's try the rubber end. I'm not a fan of these rubber ends personally. I think they're just not that good. And you're better off with the plastic because it's just much more stronger. So let's say, okay, it works well, but I don't feel comfortable using it. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable at all. It feels like an eraser. It feels like this. An eraser when you're trying to rub off stuff. That's what it feels like. It doesn't really feel that good. I've used these type of stuff before, just not that good. But I'm glad I have this instead because it's firmer. I just feel a bit more safe using it. So let me use some gray for some shading. Okay, this is not the best coloring I can do, but it's something. Okay, what else can I do? Hmm. Okay, it has a bit of a squeak to it. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Now, what I like about this is I can actually bend it like this. See, I can do this like this. See, I'm holding it at a very different angle, and um, that feels okay. It feels okay. But the squeak might kind of annoy you. I don't know if I don't know if it's going to be that annoying moving forward. I can hear just a bit of squeakiness to it. Okay, but it's quite smooth. I enjoy it. This just feels like an eraser. I'm afraid of tearing it because these type of stuff can come out. I've had instances in the past where some of my styluses would basically come out. I think you can even take this out too, but it does not come with any spare thing. I kind of wish it had like a stronger, you could say back. Um, there were other kind of styluses that mentioned it will have a fabric instead of a rubber, which I have never tried before, but I think fabric sounds a bit more firm than this. This just looks so simple, and I'm afraid it might fall or come off if I do it so wild. If I let's just say one day trying to animate stuff and I just go too far and then it might not work. So yeah, that's kind of the problem. I'm just a bit disappointed with stuff like this. But once again, I purchased this so I know what I got into. Um, Honestly, this is actually a really cool stylus. It's cheap, so that's that. The reason why I didn't want to go for anything more pricey is because I just felt like, I might spend that money on other stuff instead. It felt much more better to buy this now and then maybe in the future when I make some extra money, I can get some better technology. Like maybe get a drawing tablet because those tablets are much better suited. It's actually harder, it's more firm. Um, you can connect it to many devices. That's what I want, but it's so pricey these days. Even the ones made locally are so pricey. I just don't like that. I don't approve of that. So I will try and animate some stuff using this. I've already have FlipperClip on this phone, and I have ArtFlow. ArtFlow was the art app I used since 2016. I tried many different art apps, but only ArtFlow worked so well with me. And then 2018, I purchased the full version and for FlipperClip too. Now, I know there's some subscriptions added to FlipperClip for some reason. I don't know why they did that. I hope that that does not affect me because I purchased their full version 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years now. No, 7 years possibly now. Um, since I purchased it such a long time, I hope I don't get affected by any of those changes. But I will try my best to animate something. I'll show you guys, and we'll see. I've never animated anything on this phone before. It's quite small. I got this phone last year for a birthday gift. So even though it's much better than my previous tablets, 10 times much better, um, obviously it's going to be a bit more difficult to animate with a smaller screen. Like a screen this size, like this size here, is actually cool. But my phone size is going to be quite difficult to handle. But I'll try my best to get something out to produce some small animation, and hopefully I get to make you guys happy. Yeah, this is really cool. But I personally wish I purchased this years ago because obviously some online sites would have had some pay cash options in the past, so I could have at least purchased this type of stylus. I feel like if I had this type of stylus earlier on, I wouldn't have quit animation. Well, I didn't quit fully. I just took a break, a long break, because I didn't have the right equipment, and it really sucked. It really sucks when you don't have the right stuff. It feels like your dreams will just fall apart. Okay, so I don't see any scratches or anything on my screen, so it seems okay. So I've barely used this app, this video game, by the way. I barely used it because I didn't have anything to color with, so I just I just didn't use it at all. So I forgot about the controls. You know what? I used to animate with my finger. I remember I used to color stuff with my finger as well. I would have a lovely drawing, and then I had to fill it up, and sometimes I had to zoom in, color it up, and if it was outside the line, I had to go back, redo it, recolor it, and stuff like that. It wasn't that fun to animate with a finger. It really it really takes some dedication to do that, and trust me, I stressed so much. This was when I was like 16, 17 years old, even younger too. I At one point, I remember taking this pencil, and I remember wrapping foil around it to make a stylus. That's how desperate I was, and even though it worked, the foil would keep coming out, so it was kind of pointless, and it would scratch your screen just a bit. So yeah, um, with the right tools, you can become the greatest artist ever. I don't even know why I colored the full thing. I don't even know why I did that. So okay, this is gonna be quite fun to use. All right, before I end this live stream, before I even complete this live stream, I want to talk about something else too, which is um, which is comic books. Now, I want to work on some comic books. The problem is that, um, well, the problem I had before the stylus was creating them in the first place. Now I have no excuse. Guys, I have no excuse not to make comic books. Now, the comics I want to make will be like short form comics, but oh my gosh, oh my gosh, so embarrassing. I knew that that was gonna fall. I knew that was gonna fall. My apologies. You know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? This thing, my Christmas decorations fell when I removed a comic book, and then it hit this tin, this biscuit tin. Wow. I cleaned this desk months ago, and for some reason it's so claustrophobic. I don't personally like it. And this tripod isn't doing me any justice. It's just so irksome. It keeps like flip-flopping all over. So that must have been really heavy to hear. I'm sorry about that. So I want to make some comic books, and obviously I want to work on some books that are going to be really thick. Like for example, if I make a comic like an epic saga, I want it to be like with this many pages. But I also want to work on some comic books that are quite small. Like for example, this has like 50 something pages or 45 something pages. You know, it has a lot of pages, and since it's back to back, you can really do a lot with that. Not every story needs to be some kind of epic adventure. So I want to work on stuff like this, publish them out. The only problem is it's going to cost a lot of money. So I have to find a way to really, make some money and then do comic books. But as you can see, I can keep it really simple like this. You have your square and rectangular panels. The thing I have to do is find a nice character to create. because creating characters are quite fun. I have so many characters, but the problem is some of my characters don't look cartoonish enough like this. They don't look so cartoonish. They don't look so extraordinary. They look quite ordinary. That's my problem. So maybe I'll have to figure something out. But anyways, I have no excuse, guys. I have no excuse unless I get very sick. Then that's an excuse, But oh wow, guys, I didn't know this. Look at this. It's a magnet. Wow. Okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Okay, does it work on this side? Oh, it does. It does work on this side too. So I don't have to leave this some other place. I can just snap it on and draw. That's kind of cool. I like it. Um, okay, that's kind of cool. So this will be kept safely in this mug. Okay, so hopefully I get to create some stuff like this because I think the best type of stuff to work on are the extremely cartoonish designs, something like this. So hopefully I get to create something, and there should be no excuse for me not to be making something. So I'll try out creating some comic books, um, even if it's like a 45-page comic book or a 50-page or even 75. I just want to start with that. I do have some ideas for. Hello, hi, San. It's been such a long time. It's been ages, hasn't it? um, so it's been Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so it's been such a long time since I actually drew stuff, but you know what? I think I can really nail it. So yeah, I would like to make some epic stories that will take maybe like 200 pages. I want to do stuff like that, but of course, I want to start small with comic books just to kind of find my style, just to kind of find my style, and just to find what I'm really good at. And so far I just want to practice, just practice, get some stuff out, even if it's like a few pages, because that's actually quite cheap. Publishing like a um, 200-page comic book is going to be more expensive than publishing a 45 or 50-page comic book. So I will try my best to create something. I'll come up with multiple ideas. I'll try my best to work like a factory. I'll do whatever I can to make sure I get something out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.